What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This one should be exciting because I'm going to make this car look like a car again. Yep, the front end's going to go on in this video, and I'm also going to be fitting a forged front mount intercooler, but we'll get into that in a second. First thing I need to do is build up the front end. So the plan was always to fit the headlamps, as you know. That's what started this project, really. And I was always going to plan on doing the aircon condenser because you've seen just how bad it was. So that's got a new aircon condenser in. What I didn't plan was to fit a new radiator. But when I pulled the pack apart, I just looked at it and I was just, oh God, I might as well just put a radiator. Radiators are quite cheap, and there was just a few little marks on the radiator that look like there could have been potential problems either now or in the future. The car didn't look coolant, by the way, but I just, oh God, while I'm there. And I also decided to chuck in a different intercooler into the pack as well. So the plan is to fit a forged Twintercooler system onto the car, and in doing so you keep the original front mount intercooler. That's just here behind the radiator. I've decided to put a different one in. This one is actually from a Mk5 Golf. And the only reason I fitted that is just to get proper hose ends like that. Which means I can ditch the original Mk5 GTI one, which has the crap click-in fittings. The rubbish, they always leak, the seals go, they're just a load of rubbish. So that's a Mk6 GTI intercooler there now. And that's not an upgrade or anything like that. In all honesty, this whole intercooler plan is just, it's to keep it in budget, to be honest. It's just a small upgrade. It's not to spend loads of money. It's not to show exactly the best way to do it, but this is just our way to do it. Anyway, front end can go on the car now. Here we go then, time to fit the intercooler. So this is what I'm using here. This is a forged Twintercooler, and this is just as a bit of an add-on. So it's not meant to completely replace the intercooler. Forge actually do a separate intercooler for that. But this is just purely to give a bit more surface area, put the intercooler direct in airflow, and it should help the main intercooler. So how it works is pretty simple. You'll get the bus pipe connection here, which means that the hot charge will go down into the main intercooler here, but also around to the front mount here, get cooled by both the main intercooler and the front mount, and then go back up and meet. And this connects onto the pipe, which goes up to the throttle body. So 100% this isn't the best option for an intercooler on a T4SI car. And there's loads of different options. Like you could put the Alloy End Tank S3, which you can get pretty cheap on eBay, the Nissan's one. You've got the decent upgrades like the Forge and the AirTech, and then you've also got Welding as well, which is this sort of like replicating a little bit. This is like a nice bolt-on stage 1, stage 2 kind of stuff. But you know it actually, if the intercooler is all right and the front mount fitted all right, well then it works all right. It really does. So I'm going to give it a whirl. So thanks very much, Forge, for sorting us out with a Twintercooler. It's time to get it on the car. First things first, we need to make some space here, so I'm going to have to remove these flaps and also remove the horns, because they're going to have to be relocated a bit, because the pipe work is going to come around here and then also around here on this side. Right, now we can get this bad boy mounted. Right, there you go, absolute doddle that was, and it's being direct airflow that. It'll be pretty cool. You actually get a Forge template if you want to put on there. So you can put that on and you can spray paint Forge on there if you want, but I'm not going to do that. Just need to get these piped up now, so I think I'll start on this side, which is the passenger side, and we'll get that silicone hose connected up. Right, it looks like this needs trimmed quite a bit as well for putting it on, so what I'll do is I'll just get it on the main front mount, and we'll see about trimming it for length. So that's that one trimmed, and that's that one trimmed. Just need to trim this front one. All trimmed, new pipe clips. Sweet, that's one side done. Time to do the next. It was pretty easy that, to be fair. Just a little bit of trimming here and there. Let's get on with it. So the way that Ford suggests that you do this is that you use this lovely adapter I'd made. Nick glove, honestly. Fucking shite. And then you use the existing rubber seal off your old pipe, and that's the bit that's going to go into the coupler here, onto the boost pipe. I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest, because I hate these connections. They are utterly crap, and it's not Ford's fault. Ford just wants you to interface with the car. But I don't like it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop the end of that pipe off, and I'm going to weld these together. So this is the charge pipe off the car, and it's made of aluminium, or what can be said, and this is the coupler. Now they fit together like that with a seal, but I don't want that because I just don't like them couplers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop the end of this pipe off here. I'm going to get it nice and clean. I'm going to put this in, and then I'm just going to weld a bead all the way around the top. Hopefully it ends up all right, and then that'll be a permanent, good fix. Let's see. Right, it's worth mentioning before I weld it that this is pretty dirty aluminium. I mean, this bit isn't obviously, but the actual hard pipe is pretty soiled, so how good the welding's going to be, don't know. Aluminium has to be nigh on immaculate, which is why I'm acetone wiping this down now. As for the pipe, I've cleaned up the end, but it's still a bit bigger. We'll see how it goes. So as I thought, the aluminium was a nightmare to weld then, because of the contamination that was just coming through. Every time I lit up and formed a puddle, it just, all the crap just came through at the top. So I'll show you anyway. I did one main weld and that was really shit. So I just went round again on this edge here just to close it all up. In terms of welding, that's absolutely crap, but that'll hold that no problem, and I didn't see any pinpricks, so hopefully it should hold pressure no problem. I'll smokely test it as well just to make sure, but I think I'll call that done, and that's red hot now, so it's definitely brew time while that cools down. Oh, it's cooled down. I haven't even finished my brew yet. Let's bash on then, eh? So that's the welded pipe fitted again. Just for clarity, you don't have to weld this. This is just something I want to do. I don't like them quick connectors. That's not a fault of Forge, it's a fault of VW really, because they were absolute crap. Anyway, let's get this boost pipe trimmed and fitted. Sweet, that is the Forge Twintercooler fitted. Oh, actually, I need to fit the temp sensor. I'll do that now. Exciting stuff. The front mount's fitted. The front end's complete, apart from one little thing, and that is the bump. Let's get that back on. front mount intercooler fitted on the Mk5. Really happy with that. That's quite a simple job in all honesty, let's face it. You got to be careful when you trim the pipes just to make sure you don't trim too much. There's actually 3 ports on the pipe, so you just, you know, offer it up, trim a little bit, try and keep it neat. But that's it, all back together. So the complete front end, I'm so glad it's all back together. It's nice when like a big part of a project comes together like this, isn't it? Oh, front end just looks amazing and all them lights. Really, really cool. Very, very happy with it. So front end back together, forged front mount intercooler, fitted. Can't wait to fire it up now. But there's a few more little jobs I need to do, obviously. Suspension, bushes, blah, 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 blah. See you on the next one.